The paradox of two paths. Two monks sit on the same mountain. One studies sacred texts by candlelight, tracing symbols across parchment, searching for hidden meaning. The other faces a blank wall in silence, refusing every thought that arises. Opposite methods, identical stillness. How can opposing strategies produce the same result? Understanding this reveals something fundamental about the nature of mental peace itself. The answer isn't found in philosophy or tradition. It's found in what happens when mental friction dissolves. Hermeticism and Zen take opposite routes, one through understanding, one through abandonment. But they arrive at the same stillness when mental friction drops. The Hermetic Path, stillness through understanding. The Hermetic approach operates on a simple principle. The mind stills when it sees order behind chaos. As above, so below. This isn't mystical poetry. It's functional psychology. When the mind recognizes patterns, it stops searching. Confusion creates mental noise. Clarity dissolves it. The mechanism is direct. The analytical mind generates friction when contradictions remain unresolved. It loops endlessly, trying to reconcile opposing information. When understanding arrives, the loop stops naturally. No effort required. Hermeticism uses structure, correspondence, and symbol to satisfy the analytical mind. It doesn't suppress thought, it completes it. Consider the Ouroboros, the serpent eating its tail. Not decoration, demonstration. The symbol represents unity, self-contained process. No external conflict. When the mind grasps this, something shifts. The search for external resolution ends. The system recognizes itself as complete. This is how Hermetic practice functions. It resolves contradiction through understanding. When contradiction dissolves, mental friction drops. When friction drops, stillness emerges. The strategy is precise. Hermeticism uses the mind to transcend the mind. It doesn't fight analytical tendency. It satisfies it so completely that the mind has nothing left to process. The noise stops because the question resolves. Western science recognizes this pattern. The nervous system calms when uncertainty decreases. The vagal tone shifts. Interoception increases. The body registers safety when the mind registers coherence. Hermetic texts describe 7 principles: mentalism, correspondence, vibration, polarity, rhythm, cause and effect, gender, not arbitrary categories. Frameworks that allow the mind to map reality without contradiction. When reality maps cleanly, mental friction drops. The Emerald Tablet states it plainly. That which is above is like that which is below. The microcosm reflects the macrocosm. Pattern recognition at scale. When the mind sees this correspondence, it stops treating internal and external as separate conflicts. Integration occurs. This is stillness through understanding, not forced, not manufactured, revealed when confusion clears. The Hermetic practitioner doesn't empty the mind. They clarify it. They resolve the contradictions that generate noise. When contradiction resolves, the mind rests naturally. One clarifies the mirror. Notice something for a moment. Identify a recurring mental loop, a thought pattern that repeats without resolution. What contradiction remains unresolved there? What opposing ideas create friction? Just notice. Don't solve it yet. That friction is what Hermeticism addresses through understanding. When the contradiction resolves, the loop stops. The mind stills because it no longer has unfinished business. This is one path. Zen takes the opposite approach entirely. The Zen Path, stillness through abandonment. The Zen approach refuses everything the Hermetic Path embraces. No explanations, no systems, no symbols to grasp, only direct experience. Zen doesn't answer the mind. It short-circuits analytical effort completely. The mechanism operates in reverse. Where Hermeticism satisfies intellectual engagement, Zen starves it. The mind generates friction through constant processing. Zen removes the fuel entirely. Consider the koan. What is the sound of one hand clapping? This isn't a riddle with a clever answer. It's a trapdoor beneath rational thought. The analytical mind engages, searches for logic, tries to solve the problem. It fails. It tries again, fails again. Eventually, it exhausts itself completely. When the mind stops trying to solve, something else emerges. Not understanding, presence. Zazen practice operates on the same principle. Sit facing a wall. When thoughts arise, don't follow them. Don't analyze them. Don't resolve them. Just return to breath, to posture, to direct sensation. The strategy is precise. Zen removes the mind from the equation entirely. It doesn't feed the conceptual apparatus any material to process, no frameworks to integrate, no contradictions to resolve. The analytical mechanism runs, finds nothing to grip, and eventually quiets. Western science observes this pattern as well. The default mode network, responsible for self-referential thought and mental narrative, shows decreased activity during sustained meditation. Vagal tone increases. The nervous system registers safety not through understanding, but through non-engagement. Zen texts describe this as dropping body and mind. Not philosophical language, functional instruction. The body-mind complex generates friction through constant interpretation. When interpretation stops, friction drops. The Zen practitioner doesn't clarify the mirror. They stop touching it. Dogen wrote that Zazen is not meditation. It's simply sitting. No goal, no attainment, no progress toward understanding. The moment you try to understand Zazen, you've left Zazen. This is stillness through abandonment. Not created, not achieved. Revealed when effort ceases. The koan tradition demonstrates this repeatedly. A student asks the master about Buddha nature. The master responds, the cypress tree in the garden. No explanation, no framework. The question itself dissolves. Another student asks about the meaning of Bodhidharma coming from the West. The master hits them with a stick. Not cruelty, precision. The analytical mind can't process the hit into meaning. It stops trying. When it stops trying, stillness appears. Notice something for a moment. When a thought appears, shift attention to direct sensation. Sound in the room, breath moving, contact between body and surface. Don't analyze the sensation. Just register it. The thought may continue. Let it. Attention rests elsewhere. That shift is what Zen practice cultivates. Not solving, releasing. When engagement drops, friction drops. When friction drops, the mind rests naturally. Opposite methods. But watch what happens when friction dissolves. In both cases, the convergence. When mental friction dissolves, stillness arises when mental friction drops. The path taken doesn't matter. Hermeticism reduces friction by resolving confusion. Zen reduces friction by refusing engagement. Different strategies, identical outcome. The end state feels the same. Unforced presence. Quiet clarity. Absence of internal commentary. The mind no longer working against itself. This reveals something counterintuitive. Stillness isn't created. It's revealed when friction stops. The Hermetic practitioner arrives through understanding the structure of reality. The Zen practitioner arrives by dropping all structure entirely. Both experience the same natural alignment when mental resistance ceases. The nervous system reflects this convergence. Both approaches calm, vagal tone through different mechanisms. Hermeticism through coherence. Zen through non-interference. The body registers the same safety signal. The mind settles into the same effortless awareness. Consider the feeling itself, not the philosophy, not the technique. The actual experience when friction dissolves. No forced concentration, no mental effort. Thoughts may arise, but they don't hook attention. Sensation registers clearly without interpretation layered over it. The present moment doesn't require enhancement or escape. This is what both traditions point toward. Not belief, not loyalty to method. Recognition of what remains when friction stops. The practical distinction matters for application. Hermetic style practice identifies unresolved contradictions. Where does the mind loop without resolution? What opposing ideas create internal conflict? Address those directly through understanding. Zen-style practice releases engagement entirely. When the analytical mind activates, shift attention to direct experience. Don't solve the thought. Don't follow it. Just notice something immediate and physical. Both reduce friction. Choose based on your friction, not your philosophy. The shared recognition transcends tradition. Two monks, same mountain, same silence. One arrived through understanding, one through abandonment. The stillness doesn't care about the route taken. This is why arguing traditions misses the point. The question isn't which path is correct. The question is which friction needs addressing. If confusion generates your mental noise, clarify through understanding. If engagement generates your mental noise, release through non-interference. The outcome reveals itself when friction drops. In conclusion, two paths, one quiet mind. Two monks, same mountain, same silence. One arrived through understanding the structure of reality. The other by dropping all structure entirely. Different journeys. Identical stillness. Choose your path based on your friction, not your philosophy. Until next time, keep breathing.